Good morning, everybody. All of you here in the atrium and everybody watching online, welcome to this special day. It's often said that today's theoretical physics is tomorrow's technology. Well, more and more in quantum science, we're finding that tomorrow is here and now. Major advances are coming at an increasing pace. We're seeing more young scientists go into quantum enterprises. We're seeing more private partners joining us in our research. Across Canada, we're seeing more startups and more investments. The world is on the cusp of a quantum revolution. These are exciting times. And so today, Perimeter is honored to be hosting this announcement by the Government of Canada as it rises to meet this moment. It gives me great pleasure to welcome our Federal Minister of Innovation, Science and Economic Development, who will be formally introduced by the Member of Parliament for Waterloo, the Honourable François-Philippe Champagne.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone.
Morning.
Come on now. Good morning, everyone. It is such an exciting day, and it is great to have Minister Champagne joining us here today. C'est vraiment un plaisir d'avoir vous ici parmi nous ce matin.
It's really a pleasure to have you with us this morning.
Happening here at the Perimeter Institute, it's no surprise to have the minister join us. We've got a lot to be proud of here in Waterloo. In the KW area and across the Toronto-Waterloo corridor, we are leading the way when it comes to the tech sector. More than 15,000 tech companies, over 200,000 workers. We're home to more tech workers than the Silicon Valley. And with leaders back, and with leaders like the Perimeter Institute, Communitech, and the University of Waterloo, and so many other great tech companies and leaders, the future is bright. I always say, as much as the world needs more Canada, Canada needs more Waterloo. And here at Perimeter, here in Waterloo, this is where we make the unthinkable thinkable. Like Chris as Communitech says, we have the potential to own the podium. With Team True North, and you know our government will be there to work hand in hand with the tech industry here in Waterloo and across the country. And as we'll soon see, I know Minister Champagne will have even more good news from our government that will help Waterloo and all of Canada lead the world when it comes to tech and innovation. Without further ado, it's my pleasure to introduce my dear colleague and dear friend, Canada's Minister of Innovation, Science and Industry, the Honourable François-Philippe Champagne. Welcome to Waterloo.
I'm so happy to be here. Wow. Good morning, everyone. What a pleasure to be here. Thank you. It's so great. You know, when Bardish introduced you, we should do that together all the time. You're doing an amazing job. And for those of you at home that don't know, there's people up to the very last row. I see you folks up there. Thank you for being with us. Actually, let's applaud all the researchers, students, the people who make quantum possible. If we own the podium, it's thanks to these people that I see there and all of you which have gathered today. What a great day. What a great day. I was flying over in the storm and I was saying, wow, today is a momentous time, and thank you, Director, for those of you. We had a chance to tour the Perimeter Institute this morning. And you know, when you come, you're very humble, because you know that everyone you meet is smarter than you. It's a very humbling moment, from the reception to all the halls and the classes. Everyone you meet has a story, people coming from different parts of the world. I even asked someone, I said, where was the quantum spark in your life? And I met an amazing gentleman, which is here probably. He said, I went to summer school in high school to learn about quantum. So you see that quantum journey starts very early in a number of people's life. And what you've heard, and I think what we're going to see today together, is that quantum technologies will shape the course of the future. And that's why it's important for Canada to lead. Bardish was right to say we need more of Canada, but we need more of Canada leading and owning the podium. And for me, this strategy is really about making sure that we put the best people, the best resources we have to make sure that we amplify our strengths, because let's be honest, and now there's many folks in the media, but I can tell you the first time I went in Washington folks there recognize that when it comes to quantum and AI, you guys really have a head start. So this is a great thing because our strengths are being recognized. It's about supporting quantum technology companies, and I know we have a number of them with us today, is to make it real for people, for folks in the street to say, what is quantum? And we have the CEO of an amazing company we just met this morning that we're going to be working together. And it's really about solidifying our leadership. Listen, I've not even started yet. So good morning again, as we wrote. This was just about passion that I had to get out of my chest as I was here this morning. Thank you, Bardish, for the kind introduction. I must say, Bardish and I have worked together for a number of years on many important files. And you've seen Bardish in a number of senior roles in our government. And I'm grateful to be here in your neck of the woods, I must say, because I can tell you there are incredible things that are happening here in Waterloo, and particularly at the Perimeter Institute. And one thing I can tell you is when Bardish asks you to do something, you better do it. So for those in the media that wants to take that, yes, she deserves a big round of applause, because when she asks, you better deliver. And here we are this morning. I flew in from London, where with the Prime Minister of Japan. She said, you better be here tomorrow morning. So I got the message. I'd also like to acknowledge a number of colleagues who are doing great work, because, politics and government is about team. So we have federal colleagues. Valerie Bradford is with us. Valerie is there. Tim Lewis, that you've met, and Brian May, who I can say never miss an opportunity to make sure everyone knows about the inspiring people and businesses that you find not only at the Perimeter Institute, but I would say right across the Waterloo region, and who are leading and changing the world. So I want to say thank you, colleagues, to make sure that, when they speak, Ottawa listens. And that is an example today of that. And I would say thank you for being tireless advocate for the region and the potential that Canada can bring to key technologies. So that's why someone said, why don't you move to Waterloo? And they said, because this is all where this is happening. I'd say, I don't need to move here. You have amazing people who make sure that we hear about Waterloo almost on a daily basis. And to you, Director Myers, what a pleasure to see you again. I think I was trying to remember the first time I came here visiting students in the classes, and the same energy that I felt at the time, not to play with quantum, but the same energy that I felt at the time I feel this morning. And I must say, under your leadership, I just see the future, which is being bright. I see the people you've attracted, the students, and the stories. So thank you for your leadership. Évidemment, ce matin, en commençant, j'ai eu le plaisir de visiter les installations.
So today I was pleased to visit the installations that are here and to see all of the potential that we can bring, the talent that we have, a lot of young researchers.
Which are really dear to me. Raymond Laflamme, qui a vraiment votre réputation. For those of you who
Ms. Laflamme.
When you read about Raymond's background, he is said to have convinced Stephen Hawking to change his view about the speed. I think when you reverse time, he can explain that better than me. But I don't know too many people who have convinced Stephen Hawking to change his mind on something, but we have one on the podium. So Raymond, c'est un grand plaisir d'être avec vous et puis aussi vous remercier.
So it's a pleasure to be here with you, and thank you for being the Vice President of the Consultation Committee.
Because when one reads your CV and the fact that you've accepted to be co-chair, you deserve a big round of applause, because people like you and Raymond will really lead us to what we can do better in the future. I want also to acknowledge Michael Serbinis. Michael could not be with us this morning, but I understand as the chair of the board here at the Perimeter Institute has been a catalyst and also I think an inspiration, I would hope, for many of the students that I see up there and researchers and people who have really turned technology into or innovation into products. And I want to acknowledge his contribution on the board. And obviously, Karen Redmond, which is the chair of the Waterloo region. Karen, it's a pleasure and it's an honor. Pleasure, it's for sure, but an honor that you would take time to be with us this morning. Barry, the mayor of City of Kitchener. Barry, it's great to see you. And the new mayor of Waterloo, congratulations. We need more women in politics. And when I see you, my heart is really pleased with that. So big round of applause. New mayor of Waterloo is going to make sure that with the community of elected officials, we get there. Mais comme vous comprenez, tout comme l'Institut Perimeter, le gouvernement
So
du
as you
Canada
understand, the government of Canada, just like the Perimeter Institute, considers that innovation is key for a more prosperous future for the whole country. That's why science and research are at the heart of our government.
between science, technology, and innovation. And au cours des 7 dernières années, nous avons investi plus de
Over the last
14
7 years, we have invested over $14 billion for our scientists, our researchers in Canada. Never in the history of our country has there been so much investment in science. And I think we can see the benefits of this investment today.
You've seen really in Canada's history an historic investment. I think we're talking about 14 billion since we took office to support science. And I think what I'm very pleased, despite everything and the hurdle that we had with COVID-19, I think it allowed Canadians in many ways to reconnect with science and realize that science, technology, and innovation is key to a lot of things, but it's key also to our health and safety. And I'm so happy that we've made these investments, which are going to be transformational. We're investing so Canada can be at the forefront of science. And when I think about investments, I think about you because it starts with people, these investments. We're investing so that our researchers and entrepreneurs, and many of you, the best and brightest, are here, can help create innovations and technology that the world will need. And I trust on each and every one of you to change the world. I see young people and more senior member of staff, but I think each and every one of you have the potential to really change the world with quantum technology. And we're investing to help contribute to a better and safer and obviously greener future. You, better than anyone else in this country, understand the power of quantum. So I need you to be advocate. We need to bring Canadians along in what we're going to be doing and telling them why quantum matters to them, not only to you, but why it matters to them. And I would say even to the world. If we want to be able to better predict climate, for example, if we want to have more personalized drugs, if we want to reduce the cost of prototyping, we need you to be able to carry that message. And as we all know, many of these new advancements are going to come from quantum technologies that are leading edge of science and innovation. And I can tell you, having visited a number of quantum companies, the world is really looking. I'll give you one example of many, but that was with Xanadu. Some of you may know they have the only quantum computer in the world, which is looking at battery chemistry. So for folks in the street who wonder why would that matter, well, you know what? Because we are leading in the world in terms of the EV vehicle, the world is looking at that company to shorten the time in research and development for batteries. That is a very direct application. That is supporting hundreds of thousands of jobs in our country. And everywhere in the world, when you talk about Xanadu, talk to the CEO of Ferrari, he knows who's Xanadu. Talk to the CEO of BMW, they know Xanadu. I wish every Canadian would know that what they do and what you do really matters, and those are very concrete examples. En effet, on a l'objectif de faire du Canada
So our goal is to make Canada a world leader in quantum science in order to improve our ways of communicating.
We need to protect our communication system, l'informatique, la production d'énergie, la médecine, les prévisions.
In medicine, so the possibilities are infinite. So the possibilities are continuing. So it's not
everything. That's why I keep saying, yes, we need the traditional industry, but what's going to power our prosperity and innovation is going to be quantum, AI, and cyber. And that's why this strategy is so key for us to lead not only today, but for decades to come. But I think that quantum is going to be also an engine for growth in our country. And that's why today I'm so excited. Si vous regardez l'activité économique qui sera générée, on parle d'activité économique d'environ 140 milliards.
140 billion of economic activities and more than 200,000 jobs. It will be important.
It needs to be even more ambitious. Every speech I've been doing for 10 years since I got that job is always about let's seize the moment, let's be more ambitious. And today, this is about ambition. This is about winning. This is about owning the podium. Whether it's the ecosystem here in the Toronto-Waterloo corridor or in Quebec, BC, Alberta, Canada is what it takes to take full advantage of this transformational, and I would even say generational opportunity. You've heard me say that when it comes to the battery electric mobility, but I would say when it comes to quantum, that's also a generational opportunity. If we seize it, we're going to lead. If we miss the opportunity, I'm afraid that this is not a technology that will put Canada where it should be, where it can be. So, after saying all that as a premise, that's about the time to conclude. So that's why I'm pleased to announce the launch of the Canada's National Quantum Strategy here at the Perimeter Institute. I cannot think of a better place to do that than here, surrounded by the smartest of the smartest people that I know. Backed by an investment of $360 million, this strategy will do three things which are needed, and I got feedback from colleagues this morning. It will amplify Canada's existing strength in quantum research, a lot of what you do here. It will help grow quantum technologies, companies, and talent. That's what you're doing. And finally, it will solidify Canada's global leadership in these emerging technologies. That's what we need to do all together. Now, I won't pretend to be an expert in this field. Trust me. They showed me, which one you showed me? The Bell quantum teleportation. Pretty exciting, to be honest. I look at the board and took a picture and tried to make sense of it overnight. But I would say that in order for business to succeed, we need to think ahead. We need to really think where the puck is going. And I can tell you, the puck is really going in the direction of quantum. That's where we want to play. That's why I'm excited about the potential for quantum for Canada. These technology will revolutionize how we do everything across nearly every industry. And I need you to be champion of that. Tell your stories on social media and traditional media. Tell your stories about why quantum matters so much to people. Because it's tough, humanity has the propensity to think in a linear fashion. But I think when you think about quantum, you need to think exponentially. That's always a bit more difficult for people to try to project 30 years from now what quantum can do to them and their lives. But I think that's why I need you, from the batteries in EVs to the electric grids that power cities, to the supply chain relying on goods for every day, or how drugs and medicine are developed, how we'll be using the technology for navigation on land, sea, and air. This is amazing in terms of what we can do. The opportunities, I would say, are pretty infinite. Des opportunités pour plus d'emplois, de croissance.
Opportunities for more job and for more economic growth, and also opportunities for technological breakthrough that we want to have here, and we have to want to have in IP here to develop solutions for the world. So that national strategy that is launched today, it will place Canada at the center of this great technological evolution.
Strategy, I want to say thank you to our co-chairs who are going to be advising us regularly, and I hope to be able to pick on your brain very often, because you're inspiring not only to me, but I would say to the folks here in the room and those watching at home. You're going to be helping us to guide Canada in a way to become a world leader in the economy of the 21st century. So let's be ambitious. Let's seize the moment. Let's make sure that the future of quantum technology starts right here in Canada. Merci tout le monde.
Thank you, everyone.
I should have introduced you. Is that what I was supposed to do? No, okay. You go.
You did. Honorable Ministre Champagne,
Honorable Minister,
au nom de mes collègues,
on behalf of my colleagues of university, of government partners and industry throughout Canada, across Canada, thank you so much for that national strategy to advance the technology from the quantum field. It comes at a good time whereby fundamental research is starting to transform into application for the benefit of all Canadians.
From curiosity of researchers that aim at understanding the world around us by explaining the behavior and the origin of newly discovered phenomena. They develop theories not only to predict results, but to be able to predict results of new experiments. These predictions allow us to learn how to control these phenomena, and once we control them, we can develop new technologies and applications which sometimes have a profound impact on society. We have seen this with fire more than 10,000 years ago, which allowed increased amount of food available, turning nomadic humans to more sedentary groups. A few hundred years ago, using fire, steam was harnessed to build locomotives, giving the ability to get resources even much further away, turning villages into towns. 100 years ago, harnessing the electromagnetic phenomena led to today's modern communication and bringing the world to our fingertips. This has not only changed the way we communicate, but the way we interact, the way we think, and fundamentally who we are. And what is next? Well, if you're here today, I think it is pretty obvious. Understanding, predicting, controlling quantum phenomena will lead to new technologies, some that we can even not imagine today. But the ones that we know already include computers with mind-boggling power, sensors with increasing precision, and communication with unbreakable security. Canada has played an important role in developing these, and to say more about this, I would like to invite Professor Stephanie Simmons, my colleague, and who's a Chief Quantum Officer at Photonics, to share her great enthusiasm for the quantum world.
Thank you, Professor, and thank you, Minister, and thank you, dignitaries, and thank you all so much for being here today. It has been a long time coming, and it's an honor to be with you. It is true that every time that we, as a society, commercialize a branch of physics, the ultimate consequences and technological impact go far, far beyond what the early scientists and inventors ever forecast. And yet we already know of some truly jaw-dropping capabilities to be unleashed by quantum technologies in the years to come. Unlike the major global events which have surprised us, we can see this one coming. We can and we need to get ready. Canada invested early in its quantum R&D sector, and it's been growing organically for decades. My training, as well as many others in the Canadian, as well as global quantum sector, is a direct consequence of that early investment. What comes next in this quantum revolution will affect every Canadian. Quantum processor chips, very similar to the million-qubit chip I have in my hand here, will be able to outperform the world's top supercomputers at key tasks exponentially faster, as well as provably securely. This will improve the way many global industries operate forever. It is up to us to decide how we will prepare for this transition. Will we exploit these opportunities to build entirely new industries and take a leadership position? It is great to see that several leading quantum companies here in Canada already offer high-paying jobs and the advantage of attracting exceptional scientists and engineers from all over the world. Firms like these will explode in scale and number. Global leadership in this sector is decided in moments like these, not after the dust has settled. I am excited to be here as Canada announces its inaugural national quantum strategy. This will help prepare us all to navigate this transition, to maximize our shared opportunity and minimize disruption. It also provides a basis for coordinating with other nations who share our goals in this effort. This document represents the strong consensus that has emerged from coast-to-coast consultations. We agree on what we need to do, and we agree that there is a lot to be done. I am honored to serve alongside Professor Laflamme as the co-chair of the Advisory Council to help guide Canada's national quantum strategy and ensure that we stay at the forefront of this exciting new era of quantum technologies. I look forward to working with all of you. Thank you for the opportunity to take this next step together.
Thank you, Stephanie. Thank you, Raymond. And thank you, Minister Champagne. This announcement shows real vision. And indeed, the Government of Canada has been very foresighted in appreciating the potential of quantum science and quantum technology. It has been investing in Canada's quantum future for over 20 years. Those investments and the hard work of our colleagues and partners across the country have opened new frontiers. They have laid the foundation for new quantum technologies that are unfolding today and almost unimaginable ones that are coming tomorrow. Today, Canada is a major global player in quantum science and technology. Minister Champagne, on behalf of all of my colleagues across the country, I want to express our collective thanks and our collective excitement for today's announcement. Now is a critical time. This new and coordinated approach is a critical boost. It will be felt at research institutes, at universities, in laboratories, and at companies, on R&D teams, and in boardrooms. Together, we will work together to build a brighter and a more quantum future for Canada and for the world. Thank you.